These are notes from Newcastle Racecourse Cheltenham preview event that took place on Tuesday. I put all the horses up in advance here, as you can see. I've just put the selection, so you don't have to listen to the entire video. With the full panelists give a lot more information, which I'll go through during the course of this video. As an intro, I didn't go to this preview event last year. I did go for a few years beforehand. The reason I didn't last year was because the price has gone up from £10 to £15. I thought 10 was really good value for a Cheltenham preview event. 15 is less so. I went last year to Doncaster and also to Time Cricket Club. I went to Doncaster again this year. I'll upload a video, which I noticed yesterday, so I might upload a video soon for that one as well. So I went this year. It's a good evening. Feels okay. Doncaster is really good, actually. Newcastle is okay. Doncaster for the same cost as it was great, but fortunately, obviously, you have to pay a bit of a train fare, even advance tickets, and they also. I don't live in Doncaster, I live in Newcastle, so it's much easier to get to Newcastle. And I go to another preview event in Newcastle later on this evening, and I'll put notes for that as well. The MC was Gordy Clarkson, and amusingly, he was once described by the Daily Telegraph in 2003 as the ruddy-faced horseman who came to racing via labouring of a Channel tunnel. There you go, that's how he came into it. He's done other things, but he's been an assistant trainer as well, and he did a perfectly good job as the MC. There's a bit of swearing on the panel, and frankly, I will leave that in. If someone uses a swear word, I will repeat it, so, if you're offended by swearing, I'm sorry, but I will repeat what was said, and I think it's fair to repeat it directly, as it does show how strong people are feeling about certain things. Another panellist was jockey Henry Brook, who was a good value replacement for Brian Hughes. Gordy Clarkson joked that Brian Hughes was shitting himself, being only 21 wins now clear of Dickie Johnson, the battle to be the new National Hunt champion jockey. The other two panellists were trainer Brian Ellison, who's always good value when you hear him speak, and Sean Quinn, the son of trainer John Quinn, but also who works for William Hill. The evening started with them looking at the champion hurdle. Gordy Clarkson says this wasn't the greatest renewal, very wide open, and with Appetite coughing and Honeysuckle going for the mare's hurdle. He's looking at Penton Hills, although he's a 5-year-old and wasn't sure he was good enough. His own mate, Duke David Nicholson, he said, would say this situation where you try winning the fucker if he thought it was an easy race. Sean Quinn also said it had cut up, with Honeysuckle not being a runner. Benny Dedeur needed supplementing and hasn't been since the preview took place, but Clear Thumb has been, and he thought he was more likely to run Benny Dedeur, and in fact that's clearly what's happened. But his horse for the races, Penton Hills, he felt he was too keen on the Beulah hurdle, second last time out, and again keen. Needs a strong pace. He's had a wind operation since his last run, and he's saying that Nicky Henderson had done that on the offhand, and they're saying it's a very open race. Henry Brook likes Penton Hills, but he felt he doesn't want the ground to be too soft, was a tentative choice. And he says that it got Cornerstone Lad runs as it's a weak race, and you see at the end of my list of horses here, but it's his nap each way from the meeting. Brian Allison saying Appetite is basically as it was a shit race. Not Penton Hills, he likes Ballyandy as an each way possibility. Gordy Clarkson then went for Dava Star and not for Appetite, as he felt the horse would be too keen. With Speed Notter's hurdle, Gordy Clarkson felt Shiskin's form wasn't good enough. He said that Stereo Phalange had graded form. It has been proved increasingly important. Brian Ellison agreed he didn't like Shitskin. Felt it was just a flat track horse and just basically wasn't good enough. He also liked Stereo Phalange, but he felt that horse may want better ground. Gordy Clarkson also mentioned Fiddling Over the Roof and Edward Stone. Sean Quinlan also has agreed for the support for Stereo Phalange. Also mentioned Captain Guinness. However, Gordy Clarkson disagreed with Captain Guinness, as he felt the jockey wouldn't hold him up well enough. He loves as a female jockey, but maybe states that although as a good female jockey, may not have the power to actually hold the horse up and stop him going too quickly. Henry Brook wasn't against Shiskin and felt he wins if he settled, and he also mentioned Captain Guinness as well. In the Arco, Gordy Clarkson felt it was wide open. He mentioned Fakir Dudouis and Esprit de Large. Henry Brook agreed on the Esprit de Large. And as he said, Adam Wedge felt the horse was underrated. Brian Ellison went for Fakir Dudouis because as he felt the horse would love the ground, and Sean Queenan agreed on Fakir Dudouis. Excellent at Cheltenham, he said. While Gordy Clarkson felt brewing up a storm wasn't good enough. For the ultimate chase, Gordy Clarkson was a great fan of Vindication, but felt the horse had a lot of weight. He also was quite strongly negative on Le Bazois, who he generally thought would not win another race. He mentioned Cloth Cap, but his main choice here was Disco Rama. Brian Ellison mentioned both Vindication, and I think it's Mr. Malarkey. I wrote down, it sounded like Mr. Mallow. I must be Mr. Malarkey. Mr. Malarkey. It can be sometimes difficult to hear what someone says. And Brian Ellison sometimes can, like I can, I'm afraid, mumble a little bit. He only mentioned Sean Quinn was a Trevor Hemmings horse, and Gordy Clarkson agreed to Dickie Johnson liked this horse as well, but that horse isn't in one of the 5 Trevor Hemmings declarances for race, so that horse won't be running. Mare's Hurdle, Gordy Clarkson liked Benedict and felt if Lady Buttons was his horse, send her into a handicap. Brian Ellison thought Benedict was fantastic and would beat Honeysuckle, which Gordy Clarkson agreed with. Sean Quinn agreed on Benedict. Henry Brook also did, and felt Stormy Island was the one for second place. But Honeysuckle wasn't winning impressively, and it had been hard work for her this season. For the Northern Trust Novices Handicap Chase, Gordy Clarkson said the last 3 winners had run in a graded race. He liked Hold the Note. Gordy Clarkson mentioned Champagne Platinum in a very sarcastic manner, saying that the horse had sympathetic rides and not shown its full potential, clearly stating, without being absolutely obvious about it, that the J.P. McManus horse had its handicap mark protected. He also mentioned Imperial Aura wasn't keen on Annie Mack, who was a non-runner anyway. Henry Brook mentioned Annie Mack, who was approved as an each-way horse, but that, as I said, that horse doesn't run. Sean Quinn mentioned Hold the Note, who had a similar profile to Mr. Whittaker. The next race was the National Hunt Chase. Gordy Clarkson was not keen on Battle of Doyen, preferring being carefully selected. He felt he made mistakes last time out, but had the best engine. Sean Quinn had been keen on Copperhead for this race, but now the horse was non-runner. Henry Brook basically said back whatever Jamie Codd rides, and I have to say that's not bad advice. And Brian Ellison also went for carefully selected. For Queen of the Champion Chase, Gordy Clarkson felt it was a 3-horse race, but he basically said piss off if someone suggested to him, if he owned Ulshore, sending a top-end trip. He felt Duffy Dessau was brilliant at Cheltenham, but Sacre Passoir wasn't good enough jumper and didn't have a Cheltenham form, so his choice there was Duffy Dessau. Van Ellison felt it was Ulshore first, Duffy Dessau second, Sacre Passoir third. Henry Brook said that Ulshore wasn't as good as he was 2 years ago, and that the chief handicapper felt Duffy Dessau was his banker of the week. Sean Quinn said that Ruby Walsh would love to ride Chacun Poursoir. Sean Quinn added that Chacun Poursoir had low mileage, and that Ulshore may not be as quick as he was before, and that Duffy Dessau had only beaten the aged under so, who of course was retired after the race. Brian Ellison joked that Nicky Henderson must have had too much to drink when going right-handed in up in trip with Ulshore. For Ballymore Hurdle, Gordy Clarkson, I apologise here for... It was either the big breakaway or the big getaway. He felt it was more a chaser of the future. He was a massive fan of Envoy Allen. I felt that Davy Russell was brilliant at Cheltenham. Brian Ellison and Henry Brook both agreed on Envoy Allen, and Henry Brook saying that the big breakaway was a more long-term horse, and Sean Quinlan also went for Envoy Allen as well. You always say Chase. Gordy Clarkson said he was getting sick of hearing that the champ was named after Sir Anthony McCoy. Gordy Clarkson fancied Black Op, but felt the horse was a probable non-runner, and another reason he was against champ, a poor record of horses at Cheltenham Festival who fell last time out. Henry Buck was also concerned about Champ having fallen last time out, and Gordy Clarkson saying in fact if he was to own Champ he wanted him in the stayers hurdle, and actually stating that he felt Champ leads off the wrong leg when jumping. He was keen on Copperhead to this race, of course. There was this one Sean Quinn had been keen on for the National Chase but non-runner, but was concerned about the ground for Copperhead. Gordy Clarkson also liked Manila Indo for this race. Brian Ellison felt Champ had the class, but was feared he would be badly injured after his last time out fall, and fancied a Copperhead each way. Sean Quinn liked Allaho for this race, as he felt he had a great speed figure. In the Coral Cup, Gordy Clarkson says that novices have a poor recent record in the race, and he likes Candier for the race. Sean Quinn likes Alpha Mix, as he is a time form top weighted horse in the race. In the champion bumper, Gordy Clarkson said that Davy Casey, who was assistant to William Mullins, nap of the meeting was appreciate it. Ben Ellison also agreed to appreciate it, saying that Ruby Walsh felt the horse was a certainty. Henry Buck also went for appreciate it. However, Sean Quinn pointed out there were many short-priced Mullins losers in this race, and that Israel Champ was the best British horse each way, and Gordy Clarkson also liked Ocean Wind. In the cross-country chase, Gordy Clarkson fell to his Tiger Roll first, Easy Land second. Sean Quinn liked Tiger Roll but couldn't have Might Bite, and Brian Ellison said he thought Might Bite was a bleeder. He liked Easy Land for the race, and felt Tiger Roll had not had the best preparation and may not be fit enough.